Housing should be a basic right for everyone. To take away the funding that gives housing to low-income working people is a travesty. It's not justice. It's just us who are bearing the brunt of the funding cuts. If families don't have a stable place to live or a place where they're not spending more than 30% of their income on their housing, then they can't put money toward proper nutrition. It's just like a domino. When housing falls and health falls and education falls and economic development falls, and then it leads to all kinds of other types of problems.
I can say personally that my rent has gone from about $1,100 right straight to $1,200. And you know, as a community organizer, I make a meager salary, and that's not the 30% that you should be spending on rent or any form of housing.
There are 28,000 families who are waiting for affordable housing. That's 28,000 families that have actually come to the district government and said, we need affordable housing, please put us on your list. This budget will not help those 28,000 families. The other thing that we've learned this week is that DC is one of the most expensive places to live in the country. 68% of DC residents who are renting their housing, their rent is unaffordable for what they make.
For several years now, the City Council and the Mayor have used budget cuts to balance the city budget. So there were hundreds of millions of cuts to social services, and unfortunately Mayor Gray and the current City Council are continuing that trend this year.
Look, let's be very clear. You know, the programs that serve the neediest in the District of Columbia right now are under assault.
This rally specifically is about the housing issue, a Housing for All campaign and affordable housing, and the cuts to the Housing Trust Fund and other things that allow people to live in the city more affordably.
We want to say we need the Housing Production Trust Fund to make sure that when we have the opportunity to purchase our building, that we can do it.
DC has this amazing law called the Tenant Purchase Act, which allows the residents of a building or a home that when it goes up for sale, they have the chance to buy that. That's been a really amazing tool for us in maintaining affordability, but the trust fund is crucial to that because it gives that funding between what folks can afford to buy and the amount that it costs to buy an apartment building in Adams Morgan. And the future of the tenant purchase program is really at stake with the cuts to the trust fund.
We want to tell our elected officials not to to stop pitting one group of low-income people against another group of low-income people. No, we need the local rent supplement program as well. So don't put the Housing Trust Fund up against the local rent supplement, because we need it all. We have thousands of people who are living in the rental supplement housing, and if we lose it, they will be homeless.
One of the things that we find frustrating is that a lot of these cuts aren't necessary. They don't even have a budget impact. Some of them are just saying, you know, if somebody comes off of their voucher, we're not going to replace it. There's no economic reason for them to do that. It just symbolizes a divestment from the program itself. So making sure that if there are measures that need to happen this year because there are budget constraints, that they only happen this year and that they don't become permanent solutions, and making sure that things that are budget neutral don't happen just for the sake of them happening. And third is to find the additional revenue, ideally from those who are most able to pay.
Don't go along with Mayor Gray cuts. Those cuts are another way of forcing low-income people out of the city. And it's immoral, it is disgusting, it is shameful, and I say it's illegal. So we have to say no to that, and we have to demand that our elected officials do what? Do what we say for them to do.
You know, the big solution that we've been advocating on with Save Our Safety Net DC, we've been pushing for a long time along with numerous other groups in the city, is to raise taxes on the wealthy, people making over $200,000 a year.
But if you're still left with $200,000 in taxable income, $500,000 in taxable income, $1 million in taxable income, I say you should be willing to pay a little bit more.
What I'm going to need you to do over the next couple of weeks as we go through this budget process is advocate as hard as you can about how these cuts are going to hurt people. Because believe it or not, there are some of my colleagues that believe that there are no more poor folks left in the District of Columbia. And so if that's your mindset, then you're not going to think these cuts are that devastating, when in fact they are. So I'm going to need you to advocate, need you to participate over the next couple weeks, send emails, call people, letters, come to the building, whatever you like to do, but you have an advocate in me. I look forward to fighting for you. Thank you very much.
This is one of the best rallies I've been to. Once you've been an activist for a while, you get used to the rallies, but who gets the opportunity to be at the best pajama party in the whole entire world? And there were youth here, you know, from the Northwood Co-op as well as elected officials. And if they all can find a reason to speak up, anyone, even those at home, can find an opportunity to find their voice.
Without each and every one of you coming out, staying out, fighting this fight, I don't know where we're going to be, because we're going to need all of your energy and commitment and talent in this battle.
Cuts to housing.
No way.
Tax the rich.
Make them pay.
Cuts to housing.
No way.
Tax the rich.
Make them pay. It's our city and we'll fight if we have to. Fight if we have to. Fight if we have to. You should fight too if it happened to you. One more time. Sing it like you mean it. It's our city and we'll fight if we have to. Fight if we have to. Fight if we have to. You should fight too if it happens to you.
All right, thank you very much. We could chant all day, but people got to save their lungs to send a message to the people inside who are accountable to us. We elect them, we pay their salaries, developers may pay them off, but we can hold them accountable, so let's do it. All right? All right, peace, y'all.
Thanks, David, and thanks to everyone who came out. There's some flyers going around on May 18th. There's going to be another action addressing the cuts across the human services spectrum that include affordable housing.